안녕하세요. 저는 비행기 타면 항상 이렇게 수분 충전하려고 팩을 한답니다. 오늘은 로마에서 있었던 일들이랑 그리고 맛있는 거 어떤 거 먹었는지 알려드리려고 하는데요. 제 첫 유럽 여행기라서 유튜브로 담아봤습니다. 내 첫 식사 머쉬룸 피자. 봐봐. 이렇게 열어서 이렇게 하고.
아, 이렇게.
Come on.
How did you close the door?
We are dumb.
That's why I asked you which one to do.
여기. I don't know.
It's okay, we get a free ride.
Yes.
아, 이렇게. 재밌어.
그치.
Really old style.
I don't know. We have another chance of take on again or not, like
we
that.
We don't have.
We don't have. Is it last time?
Because the old
You
building.
think? 로마 호텔 체크인. 오빠 carry my baggage with one finger. But clean, really clean. White style.
Slipper anyway? Oh, it's really clean.
Yes,
It's a bit small room compared to your own.
yes. More smaller than yesterday, but it's clean. 젤라또 이따 먹어야지. 맵다.
Scabretta?
With the zuppa, with tomato sauce, scarpetta is called.
How is it enough for two people eating?
Yeah. For two?
Yeah, for two.
yes.
Oh.
These things?
Yes, yes.
We have the,
Grazie mille. Ah,
this is your table.
okay, thank you. What menu you should left? Can I know?
Yeah.
This is course menu, right?
Yeah. Okay, we wanted veal polpette, the meatballs. Cortatella is organ meat, heart, liver, lungs.
Coratella?
Cortatella
Lamb's heart?
Yeah.
Liver and
is organ meat. I don't know if you're stuck.
And then?
Scarpetta is a
scarpetta.
bread and a soup. 시작. 다시. 시작.
Cheers.
Is a special rabbit, is a green rabbit of the Tuscia.
Wow,
Grazie mille.
grazie. What inside?
Rice, mozzarella,
It's Italian style.
gogi,
Okay.
chicken.
맛있겠다. 아. 이거는? What is that?
Heart, liver, lung.
What is that?
Meatball.
Meatball. Just meatball say.
The real meatball.
알았어.
It's a cacciatore style with olives, vinegar, and white wine.
Coniglio?
Conigno.
And
This is a lamb a bacchio al forno
a bacchio
with
forno.
a special mash potato.
Grazie mille. Wow, 대박. You take picture already, right?
Yeah. Cookie try.
I see. 이거스? 시작. but
Wow, you have so many country. You have so many nationalities.
양고기는 완전 맛있어. 진짜야.
난 솔직히, to be honestly, mashed potato is number one.
아 진짜? 아 진짜? Everything. The meatball, souffle. 진짜?
다 먹었습니다. We are done.
Ah, yes, please.
아이스크림 먹자. 와. 고양이도 많아. One cat, two cat. 아, 로마 스마일. 아, 로마.
Hava?
와우.
You want anything on top there?
Yes, yes.
That looks good.
아, 땡겨.
And for the medium cone, pistachio and crema Nice. Nice. Havana?
Gelato factory. How to make gelato in here? Shut up. Why are you laughing me?
Yeah, funny.
Why?
This is good. Yeah, Joe.
개웃겨? 왜?
It was funny.
왜? Why funny?
Real. That's why.
Because my poor pronunciation?
Funny? It just. No, it wasn't that. It was just cute. Too funny.
Okay. It's Gelato Factory documentary. Secret skill? Ah! Secret skill? Ah, so fun.
Cute,
So cute. Yeah. 오늘의 두 번째 식사는 알프레도에서 파스타. Ah, thank you. We ordered this and add the truffle. So actually, we order one is 50 euro for one person, right?
Yeah.
Because adding the truffle.
아,
So you use 100 euro for pasta
이칸 비싸. 너무 비싸. 하지만
and add
artichoke.
artichoke.
Yeah, 어쩔 수 없어.
It's better than tiramisu.
맞아, 맞아. I rather eat that than tiramisu.
아티초크 튀김. Vegetable looks so yummy. 처음 먹어본다.
The soju is 맛있어. I like it, even though it's not a real Italian.
맛있다 이거. 가지랑 양파랑 마늘 느낌.
This is the first time?
Yes.
C'è Alfredo per in restaurant 1814 because Alfredo's wife's in it. After the breakfast she was weak and couldn't eat anything. There's no plate or a spoon on the table.
Grazie mille. Grazie. 대박.
진짜 치즈 맛이다. 진짜 완전. 트러플이랑 같이 먹으면 짱 맛있어요. 콜로세움으로 가는 버스 안다. 대박. 교과서에만 보던 게 앞에 있네요. 사람 엄청 많아. 내려가겠다. 와, 대박. 콜로세움 왔다. 멋있죠? 우리는 특별하게 엄청 힘들게 구한 언더그라운드 티켓이 있어서 샅샅이 뒤져볼 수 있습니다. 수강 신청하듯이 엄청 힘들게 찾은 티켓이에요. 그룹 투어 시작합니다. 근데 이탈리아어래요.
어디가? 어디가?
서로인 가이드.
가이드?
가이드 놓치면 안 돼.
응. 에이씨. Grazie.
그라지에. 스탑 스탑. 귀엽죠? 우유로 하나 살려고. 귀여워요. 오, 귀엽네.